Hi, I'm Nick Mothershaw from the Open Identity Exchange. The Open Identity Exchange works to ensure that digital ID around the world meets the needs of end users and of organisations like you who accept a digital ID as proof of who a user is. This means digital IDs have to be safe and secure, and they must respect the user's privacy, and they must work to your rules. They must also make the user's life easier and not harder. When users access services today, they need to repeatedly prove who they are to each different service provider, be this to government or private sector providers, both online and face-to-face. And this is an incredibly frustrating and time-consuming process that means it takes longer to access services the users want and the services that you want to provide. With a digital ID, you should be able to instantly verify who the user is to allow them to access your services. So how does this work? When the user first sets up their digital ID, they need to prove who they are and then set up their data in their ID, such as their name and address. And this may take a little time. But once they have done that, the digital ID then stores the proof of who they are and their data. The user can then use their digital ID again and again to access many services instantly. The digital ID belongs to the user. They control what data is stored in it and who their data is shared with. And they will only share data with you that is necessary to access the services you are offering. For example, if they are eligible for a bus pass, they only need to share their age to you, not their actual date of birth. Digital IDs are safe and secure, and this is ensured by something called a trust framework. And here at OIX, we're all about trust frameworks. A trust framework is essentially a set of legal and technical rules that the user's digital ID provider must follow. The provider will undergo a tough assessment to become a certified digital ID provider, so you can be confident that they will proof users properly and store their data securely. Now, there may be many digital ID providers in a market, and the user will choose one that best works for them. And this is good because it means a competitive market of ID providers who are always striving to provide users with the best service that they can. Now, it does mean that you will have to plan to accept a digital ID from many providers. And this is where a digital ID federation scheme can help. A federation scheme will provide you with access to multiple ID providers through a standard interface and a single contract. If a user moves house or changes their name, once their digital ID provider has verified this, they can tell you automatically about the change, ensuring your customer records are kept up to date. Digital IDs have been implemented in many countries around the world, including places like Estonia and Singapore, where access to government and private sector services are now all through a single, joined-up ID. Digital ID means you get to onboard customers who want access to your services more quickly and with less hassle. You become more efficient as well, spending less time proving who the users are, meaning you will have more time to concentrate on providing your core services. So overall, digital ID will benefit you, it will benefit your customers, and it will be safe and secure.